Football League. Brings us to the beautiful city of Seattle. We welcome you inside Lumen Field, the home of the Seahawks. Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. To return, here's Daquan Hardy. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They run with the third-year man. It's James Cook. And he's going to have a Bills first down. He'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early. And we see it here. Nice first play pickup. Fresh set of downs.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And the defense was ready for him this time. Did not have the same room to run. That one's no gain.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
Once again, it's Cook. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Byron Murphy, the rookie, there on the tackle. Third and 6. In motion, Shakir. On third down, it's Josh Allen. And that is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dawson Knox. And that'll set up fourth down. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. Here comes the third-year man out of Michigan State, Kenneth Walker. He's up the sideline to the 25. Down the sideline, past the 40. Trying to get to that pylon. Not there, but very close. They'll mark him out at the 1. A big play there, about as big as you can get. That's an 85-yard gain. This opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it first and goal. Here's Walker. And he will not get in from there. In fact, I think he was shoved backwards a little bit.
Second and goal this close to the end zone. It makes sense, Mike, to keep the ball on the ground. But what you're not planning for is that you suffer a loss. So give credit to this defense. They've now changed the entire equation. It's third and goal, but they're not so close anymore.
Backed up to the 3. It's second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown Seahawks. 17 touchdowns now on the year. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They go play action now. Here's Allen. He's got a man downfield. It's Shakir. And he will take this one in. 76 yards. Touchdown, Buffalo. Bass's kick is good. And the Bills will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece. And the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. Set to go now on 1st and 10. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
15 yards on the catch and run for the first down. Straight ahead, it's Walker. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Taron Johnson up to make the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. The tight end Fant in motion. This one is complete to DK Metcalf. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often. So that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last. Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
On 2nd down, Smith. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Smith from the gun on 3rd down. He gets that to his big target, Fant. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped, this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
A 2nd down throw for Smith. Smith and Jigba left side. He's got it. The Seahawks are looking at a 1st and goal. He's taken down at the 2-yard line.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stopped him short. No gain. They'll try it again from the 2. 2nd and goal. They'll run with Walker. A Good blocking, and he's in. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Seattle. 2 touchdowns for him in the game. Numbers 17 and 18 on the year. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Hardy now with the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. First and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
So after 1, it's the Seahawks with the early lead. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. Second and a yard. Off the play fake. Here's Allen. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. Whoa!
I ain't have to strafe. I ain't commit to no other route. If I commit to a route and then I don't strafe, that's the rule. Yeah, I'm going to cheat in my own league, motherfucker. If I ran to another route first, then yeah, I got to strafe. I don't cheat to win. You know that. I can eat my L's. Nah, but just to clarify the rules. So if you start off running to a route, the route you first run to, you don't got to strafe because you committed to that route. It's just after you guard one route, then you got to strafe to get to the second route. So say if you didn't throw it to the nigga you just threw it to, for me to run to the next route, I would have had to strafe first. That's what niggas be getting confused. It's the second part of the thing he wants you to strafe. Like, if you commit to a route, you can run just turbo. But then after that, you got to fucking strafe if you want to go to the next route. Or if you engage with a lineman. Like, if I would engage right there, I wouldn't be able to run back.
Once again, it's Walker. He'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On first and 10, here's Smith. Metcalf reels it in on the right side. The Seahawks are going to have a first and goal.
The Bills year 1 ain't got no corners.
Marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon. They put the tight end Brown in motion. And he will score again. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown Seahawks. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game. He's got 19 on the year. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. They'll come up here, first and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive.
You come through running my niggas over like that? Fuck wrong with you?
For a gain of 4. Here's second and 6. Allen gonna give it to Cook. And he will wiggle his way forward for a gain of a couple. They'll come up to third and 3. From the shotgun, it's Allen. A pass caught right side by
Come on,
Coleman.
Coleman, slow ass.
And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. From the gun, it's Allen.
Oh my God, he out of bounds. He was out. I think he caught it. He was out though. I thought that was a fucking pick, boy.
I think he had an opportunity there for a nice pickup. Off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from it.
Now Allen to throw on second down. That's to the left side. Taken in by Coleman. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. One more time going up top with Allen. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
It was a motherfucking pick, boy.
Coaches, they preach all week.
Shit.
They have that relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit,
Shit won't let me fair catch.
Oh, the coverage was great. They gave him no room to operate and made him pay for catching the ball. On first down is Smith. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, here's the give to Walker. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Gino. Slant, Smith and Jigba has it. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. Here's 1st and 10. A run out of the gun with Cook. He's got room to the 45. And he will have this at midfield. Forced out of bounds there. Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a 1st down.
James Cook with a nice gain there to move the chains. And here we are in year 3, Mike, and all James Cook does is get better. Had a good, solid rookie season a couple years ago. 1,500 yards. Kind of
Oh, they're gonna call that, bro. Nigga ran into me. That's tough.
They'll throw on 1st down with Allen. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down. gun, here's Allen. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
On first down, here's Gino to throw. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. DK Metcalf. Touchdown, Seattle. Myers. Good on the extra point. And the Seahawks add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. A return now from the 4. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. That's complete to Coleman. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
That's taken in by Shakir. And he will go all the way. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Buffalo. His second touchdown of this first half. The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. Here comes D. Eskridge on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. They'll go play action. It's Smith. He's going to air one out for Metcalf.
That's clinic tape here by the receiver. He identifies quickly it's man coverage, and you've got a go route. You've got to stack that defender. Get on top of him and make him play through your body to contest the throw. This ball's thrown with better accuracy. Not only is it a big completion, but he's got a chance to take this thing the distance.
A gain there of 20. First down, Seattle. Here's a handoff to Walker. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Smith. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Got a man, it's Lockett. A pickup of 15 in the air. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, Smith. He finds Metcalf on the slant. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Nice grab there by DK Metcalf, and you just look around the league, Mike, and how many defenders are prepared to match up with this blend of size, speed, the physicality, both in the run and passing game. He's a very unique talent. I think he still has a lot of room to grow, which is very scary for the NFL defenses.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and this one's blown up. It's back at the 5-yard line now.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Hardy now with the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Cook. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the 2nd half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air. with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Here's Allen to throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
This pains me to say, Mike, because I love the idea of feeding the tight end, but you can only go his way so many times if it's not going to result in positive outcomes. So wouldn't be surprised to see him try to get his backs, his wide receivers, get some other guys involved, and then later in the game, go back to his big tight end.
20-yard pickup there. Good for a Bills first down. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Here comes the rookie 4th rounder out of Kentucky, Ray Davis. And he'll get this inside the 20. A nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down. So now they'll throw it with Allen. He's got that complete to Knox. And the Bills are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. They move it down to the 4. Throwing is Allen. A 2nd effort, and he is in. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Bills. Here's Bass now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills are able to cut the deficit to 10. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here's Eskridge now to return it. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. Just refusing to go down. He winds up with a gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Lockett headed in motion. On 2nd down, Smith. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues. On the ground, it's Walker. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. We'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. And I don't think he got there with that one. Only needed a yard. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And now we're looking at 3rd down.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
And he will have the Seahawks first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert on 3rd and 1. Play action now. It's Gino. A dive and a catch. Incredible. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
And his great game continues. And all game long, he's really been on the receiving end of a lot of big plays, but I think we might have just seen his best one yet.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. The run up the middle. It's Walker. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Smith. That is caught. What a throw. D.K. Metcalf. Touchdown, Seahawks. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now the point after try from Myers. He gets it to go, and the Seahawks will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally track him down, but not before he takes this to the other side of midfield.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, when you've given up this many points, you're going to get quite the workload with your return units, and that's a really good effort right there. I mean, it's going to get lost anytime you have a one-sided game like this, but that's great determination on that run. The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. That one caught. It's Knox, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead.
And he will fight his way to the end zone. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo. Now Baz to tack on the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bills are able to cut the deficit to 10. So down 2 scores, they're going to roll the dice here with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away. Look at him go! And he's going to take this one in for the score. The onside kick backfires spectacularly as it's returned for a touchdown. PAT. It's up and through. And the Seahawks tack on one more to their lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Slot receiver, headed right. Now Allen on first down. He keeps it himself, carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Seahawks scoop it up. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And a terrific play for the defense to come up with the score that, Greg, extends their lead and really hurts the offense's momentum.
Mike, it's hard enough in this league when you find yourself trailing in the second half to be able to battle yourself back and try to end up winning this game. But when you have turnovers like that, that not only then extend the lead, it just makes that even a taller task.
Now the point after drop from Myers. He knocks it through. And the Seahawks are able to extend the lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Throwing now, Allen here on first down. His throw left side is complete. That one good for a dozen, and a very quick first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
That is knocked away, incomplete, but there is a penalty flag in the backfield. That might be a late hit on the quarterback. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. Looking downfield for Coleman. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Rayshon Jenkins. So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. From the shotgun, it's Allen. A pass caught right side by Coleman. And they have the first down. So they get the completion on 1st and 5. And now they'll set up 1st and 10.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Keon Coleman, the intended receiver. And And it'll lead to a second down. Play action. It's Allen. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. It's one of the best ever, Patrick Peterson. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. On the handoff, this is Walker. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's a 2nd and 6. Here's Walker. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down. The defense still has 3 timeouts. We'll see if they decide to use them here as the offense starts taking a knee.